Well, hello and welcome. My name is Mark Epner. I'm a Chicago-based pilot with about 2,900 hours, of which 2,000 hours have been as PIC of various Cirrus aircraft. And welcome to part 5 of my journey to move from my 2011 G3 SR22 to a 2025 G7 Plus. Now, the first 4 videos are linked below, and I encourage you to take a look at them and get caught up of how I got to this position. And where I find myself today is without an airplane because I sold my previous plane and now I'm waiting to early February to pick up the new plane. So my goal for this period is to remain proficient and current. And I have about 2,900 total hours, and of that, about 2,000 hours were in Cirrus aircraft. So I've always figured the stick and rudder skills will be no issue, but it's the avionics moving from the G1000 perspective to the G3000 Perspective Touch Plus. And that's going to be my biggest challenge. So my initial intent with this video was to show my progress in how I've acclimated myself to the new bird because I'm renting one that's very similar. But I experienced an unexpected emotional response to my first solo, and I thought, you know what? I should make the video about that to share some of the surprises I'm finding as I transition through this period. So regarding the transition, I've had plenty of pilots tell me, oh, it's not going to be a problem. It's a no-brainer. But I learned probably 6 or 7 years ago that to be a good pilot, we have to become an appropriately confident pilot. And I've given presentations about that. And we all know pilots that are confident, but we also know pilots that are confident and we think maybe they shouldn't be so confident. So I determined to be an appropriately confident pilot, you need to be knowledgeable and proficient in all aspects of flying, including stick and rudder skills, systems knowledge, situational awareness, and so on and so forth. And this epiphany, which took place some 6-7 years ago, made me realize what I needed to do, what I was missing, so that I could get the most out of aviation, really build in the utility, and at the same time reduce risk. And I realized that that confidence did indeed come from proficiency and knowledge. And I also then took it to the next step, saying, well, proficiency and knowledge comes from study, training, practice, and building lots of experience. And it all came together when I was talking to a 121 captain who asked me, what are the 2 most important things a pilot thinks about? And his answer was, the next 2 things. That simple statement was the final piece of the puzzle for me to get me on the right path moving forward. After I put in all of the pieces I just mentioned, I reached a level to be appropriately confident, and I enjoyed the benefits and utility of aviation in doing so. But confidence has a shelf life. So I know that to retain my confidence, I can't let up. There are no shortcuts and no finish line. It's a continuous journey. All of that to say, despite encouragement from others, I know I'm not where I need to be in terms of the proficiency and familiarity with the new avionics platform I'm going to be flying in the G7 Plus. So I set about studying the Garmin cockpit and pilot's guide. I spent some hours putting a G7 on a power cart, all with the intent of getting comfortable with the buttonology and building of muscle memory associated with the common tasks. I also took the Cirrus transition course, which included self-study, ground and flight time with a Cirrus certified CFI, and getting out and getting some experience. And indeed, I did feel my confidence growing. And just last week, my instructor signed me off and I was approved to rent their G7. It was time for me to solo. No big deal, right? Yet as I drove to the airport earlier this week for my solo, I felt some nervousness, which totally caught me off guard. It was a beautiful VFR day and an SR22, a plane I've flown for nearly 2,000 hours. Why wasn't I feeling my normal confidence? Well, let's think about the differences that I was about to experience, the stress points that could add up with each one. I was flying out of a different airport in a different airplane model, at least, a different tail number, which is a bigger deal than I ever imagined, and a different flight school with different policies and all of that. And I also included, my checkout flight, the one I had just flown previous, really didn't go as I had hoped. It was enough to pass, but it wasn't up to my standards. So I guess my discomfort was coming from the additive effects of all these factors coming together at once. I even remembered back to my first solo in 1976, and I felt more nervous today than I did back then. Of course, then I was young and we were immortal and we didn't think about risks, but that's a whole different video. So I said, Mark, just slow down, which sounded like a good idea, but really only works at that time leading up to, let's say, the run-up. After that, all of the external aspects of flight happen in real time, and as PIC, I'm accountable to stay ahead of that airplane. As I taxied out, I realized I was not making my normal call-outs. I skipped things that were normally muscle memory. In flight, I fumbled with the avionics, and I have a great term. My former CFI, who's retired now, he called those finger stalls. I think it's a perfect term, and I was doing a lot of finger stalls. And I was willing to give myself the benefit of the doubt on that. But when I reached the destination airport, I realized I was too high and too fast. And that's something I never have an issue with. I'm always ahead of the game there. So it made me think, you know what? My brain is so focused on the new and different things that it started to detract and maybe cause some forgetting of the items that have always been rote. I know to do, I don't even think about it. It was really disconcerting at the time, but I found it interesting and a relief that when I returned to my original airport, DuPage on the west side of Chicago, the airspace was saturated, the communications sounded like O'Hare, it was so saturated, and all of a sudden my instincts returned. I flew the airplane like it was my G3. I became situationally aware of all the other traffic and visualized how I fit in with what ATC was trying to accomplish. I was back. But I was also still bothered by my fall off from the standards I expect of myself. So what I learned is exactly what I thought I would, that my skills and knowledge are still the same, but I have to dedicate more time to becoming an expert on the avionics. That was distracting me more than anything. And of course, that comes back to what we already talked about: study, training, practice, and building experience. The process never changes. So it made me think about a previous video I had made, which is also linked below, that was all about redefining personal minimums. I don't let weather be a factor in my personal minimums. I always work hard to ensure I can fly to FAA minimums. Rather, my personal minimums are based on confidence and familiarity with the airplanes and situation I'm flying. For the time being in the G7, I've already told myself I'm only going to fly in VMC or marginal VMC conditions. My goal is to reach a level of proficiency that allows for IMC, and I expect to reach that relatively quick, certainly less than 10 hours, maybe closer to 5, but I'll know when I get there. Even then, the journey will continue to become an expert on the system as I move forward, and that's the fun part of the path that will happen over time. I can't wait to do it in my airplane because that will not only be a neat feeling, it'll also be much cheaper than I'm spending now. Well, that makes it a wrap for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We all learn from each other's experiences, so I was happy to share kind of the surprising response I had to this flight and hope you found value in it. And as we close out here, I'm going to include the busy skies that I experienced when I returned back to DuPage. So enjoy, and until next time, blue skies and tailwinds.
Sierra 7 Mike Tango, DuPage Tower. Enter a 5-mile final, runway 2 left.
5-mile final, 2 left, 7 Mike Tango.
Space Tower, Troy 242 in November.
That was about 10 miles to the northwest. Requesting inbound full stop with information November.
Falcon 7 Golf Lima, turn left, heading 290.
Left turn 290, 107 Golf Lima.
Falcon 7 Golf Lima, contact departure.
Departure 107 Golf Lima. Bay Tower, Cognate 28 with you, whiskey, 7 miles west, 2,800, information November landing.
Sky 172 Sierra, change of runway 2 right, clear to land, you're following the Skyhawk, about a mile in front of you.
2 right, clear to land, can we get the option 2 Sierra?
Yeah, runway 2 right, clear for the option, I go right traffic for 2 Sierra.
2 Sierra, 2 right, clear for the option, right traffic after 2 Sierra. Space Tower, Troy 242 November.
Troy 242 November, DuPage Tower, standby.
47 Romeo, extend down when you're following Osiris on a 5-mile left base, reporting site altitude indicate 2,300.
47 Romeo, fly over the river and try to southbound on the river.
Block.
Sierra 7 Mike Tango, bring it straight to the numbers, runway 2 left, clear to land, straight to the numbers.
Straight to the numbers, 7 Mike Tango.
Sierra 47 Romeo, fly westbound over the river and then follow the river south for your sequence.
All right, we'll fly westbound and then follow the river south, 47 Romeo.
Sierra 7 Mike Tango, keep your speed up, straight to the numbers, 2 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, straight to the numbers, best forward, 7 Mike Tango.
And Troy aircraft calling inbound, say again.
Troy 242, 8 west for the FBO ramp.
Troy 242 to Page Tower, landing at the FBO ramp will be at your own risk, and just drop it down a little bit lower for me, please.
At own risk, descending for Troy 242.
2 Page Tower, Academy 69er Golf at runway 2 left at Whiskey 2, ready for takeoff.
Academy 69 Golf, stand by.
And Tower 135 Foxtrot Lima, inbound 2 left.
135 Foxtrot Lima to Page Tower, runway 2 left, clear to land. You'll be behind a Cirrus, about 4 miles in front of you.
2 left, clear to land, looking for the Cirrus, 5 Foxtrot Lima.
Page Tower, Cessna 19258, 8 southwest, inbound full stop.
Cessna 19258 to Page Tower, give me 2 right 360s for spacing.
Alright, 2 right 360s.
6896 Hotel to Page Tower, I want 2 right 360s for spacing. I'll call you inbound in a second.
2 right 360 for spacing, you'll call my inbound 96 Hotel.
Sky 9637, Quebec, maintain present altitude, enter left downwind, runway 2 left.
Maintain present altitude, enter left downwind 2 left, 3 single down.
4347 Romeo, traffic to follows on a 3-mile final reported site.
It's inside 47 Romeo.
47 Romeo, pass behind that traffic, change to runway 2 right, you're clear to land behind that traffic.
All right, change to 2 right, clear land 47 Romeo.
47 Romeo, just verify passing behind that traffic.
Yep, behind him, 47 Romeo. Hey, Tower, Sky 828 Whiskey, 6 miles southwest, 2,900, information November landing.
Sky 828 Whiskey, I see you out there, turn 3-mile final, runway 2 left.
You're 3-mile final from runway 2 left, 828 Whiskey.
2 Page Tower, Cessna 80790 on the ILS 10, circling for 2 left.
This is 80790 to Page Tower, circle southwest of the field for left base, runway 2 left, report the circle.
Here for ILS 10, for circling 2 left, port the circle, 790.
Sky 9637 Quebec, I got a helicopter. They'll be off your right wing a little bit behind you. They're coming inbound to land at the ramp, that's why I'm holding your altitude at 2,000.
Alright, 3 single down.
5253 X-ray, holding short 2 right.
253 X-ray to Page Tower, stand by.
Tower 4347 Romeo, that was 2 right, clear to land, confirm.
Affirmative.
Tower 69 Golf will be departing to the southwest instead.
Let's call Tower 2.
600 Golf, we're going to depart to the southwest instead.
Sky 69 Golf, Roger, stand by. Here, 19258, as you come out of the last 360, straight in runway 2 left.
Straight into the left, and then 258.
Sure, 7 Mike Tango, exit Yankee, no delay, contact ground, thanks for the help.
Exit Yankee, going to the ground, no delay. 2 Page ground, Cirrus 497 Mike Tango, off 2 left at Yankee, going to Airpos.
Sierra 7 Mike Tango, after the Epic from your left, taxi via Charlie and hold short runway 10.
Charlie, hold short 10 after the Epic, 7 Mike Tango.
Skyhawk 22 Quebec, taxi up to but hold short runway 10.
Taxi up to and hold short runway 10, Skyhawk 22 Quebec.
Cirrus 7 Mike Tango, give me a good rate of taxi. You can turn right onto runway 10, and then you'll be turning left onto Hotel Taxiway and holding short of runway 33.
Okay, good rate, right turn on 10, left turn Hotel, hold short 33, 7 Mike Tango.
50 from runway 2 left, taxi via Charlie, cross runway Tree at Charlie, hold short runway 10.
Runway 2 left, taxi via Charlie, cross runway 33 at Charlie, hold short runway 10, clear 6 on 50.
Cirrus 7 Mike Tango, taxi via Hotel Echo Alpha and cross runway Tree at Echo.
Hotel Echo Alpha, cross 33 at Echo, 7 Mike Tango.